Hello and welcome, everyone, to our 8th episode of the Brave Frontier 6-star unit analysis. My name is Treylox, and I'm joined by commentators Lance and Nova.
Hi guys.
Uh,
Alright, today we're going to be discussing the legendary Lance Dungeon. Then we'll be ranking the 6 new units and announcing some gem giveaways. This is an interactive stream, so we would like to encourage you, the viewers, to ask questions at any time. During the ranking process, each caster will rate the unit from 1 to 5 stars, 5 being the best, which is then recorded on the bottom left of your screen. After the ratings are finished, you will see a mutual decision made by Lance, Nova, and I as to whether you should summon as a free-to-play player. As we rank the units, you can participate in the voting process as well. Your vote will count as 25% of the overall vote. Voting begins when we start on the new unit discussion and ends when the discussion is finished. For example, if you type !vote 1, then you would have voted for that unit to be 5 stars. Remember, once a vote is cast, it cannot be changed. Okay, so let's get started today. Lance, talk about the legendary Vortex Dungeon. What do you think?
So the dungeon was released on Wednesday, I believe, and oh, let me turn off my. There's an echo going on. I don't know why. Okay, all right. So the dungeon was released on Wednesday, and I actually beat it first try. No gems used, and I did it live in stream, and I think I did it with a crit team, and I think it was really similar to the Vargas Vortex. So as long as Gumi doesn't nerf our crit team, I think from now till the end of all the 6 Guardians, I think we just need to run like a crit teams and we can finish all of them without using any gems. So I didn't think it was too much harder, but I noticed that there was like a lot of single target this time around. But I think that even if you're a free player, we have so many 6 stars now that if you guys have a 6-star, you guys will be able to use those 6 stars and be able to beat the dungeon and use less than 5 gems. Because I remember when the Vargas Vortex came out, everybody was trying to beat Vargas, and we didn't have as many 6 stars as we do now. So people use like 5 to 10 gems just to clear him. But I think we're getting strong and strong units now. So if you guys have some patience, it's just gonna get easier and easier and easier. Just wait till we have like Maxwell, and all you guys are gonna be finished with the legendary Vortex. So yeah, all right.
Alright, Nova?
so, like Lance said, the his own legendary dungeon was kind of similar to Vargas, except now we have more 6 stars to work with. I think since the last time it was released, we got 18 more 6-star units, so that definitely helps out for a lot of people trying to clear more difficult content, which we do need these units for. But like Kubi, I don't know what they're doing. They're just like keeping the the crit buff on Zebra's damage so high, and it stacks with Mare as well. So if you have like a Zebra Mare combo, and then you can just like switch the element of your team, like in this case with the Michelle, it makes it really simple to clear. Um, a lot of people already have Zebra, so it's easy enough to like get a Mare friend. So I guess like all you need really is like Michelle, and then you should be able to clear the dungeon at least under 3 gems, if not 3 gems. So what I did something a little bit different. I said that's too easy. Why not try clearing with 4 Thunder units instead? I don't know why that idea came into my mind. I have like I would not recommend that to anybody because it's like so scary when you see all Earth units on the opposite side and you're running Thunder. But I managed to clear it using only 1 gem. I think that in itself is like an accomplishment because once you get to Lance on level 3, you start out with like 4 units, so getting your SBBs back is kind of simple, but then it goes down to 2 units. And the thing with Thunder units is that they don't have too many hits to work with, so I had to like try and play around that. So I brought a Ronald, a load-in. You have to bring the Brawn in to change your element to fire. And then lastly, I brought Rashiel to help whatever crit buff you can, because I did run Zebra and Mare Leader to make it manageable. So that was really interesting. But as far as difficulty goes, it's kind of what Lance said, where if you want to clear it with like no gems, you just do the crit team or like the Zebra Mare team, and you're good to go.
And I'll just have to agree with all that was mentioned. I mean, you don't have to have a crit team. You can use a fire team as well to clear the 3rd level. In terms of units, yeah, of course the ones that you're looking out for is like SGX, Zebra, Mare, but also single target like Lilith is good. You can even use like a Felneus as a leader as well. So there are many options for you. There's no one defined option, but I can tell you probably one of the easiest ways is just have a crit team or a crit team with fire units in it. So
Yeah, it's just gonna become like so much easier with Maxwell. If you guys don't know, someone actually released the stats. If you use double Maxwell, you do about 14 times damage. So that's even higher than our current like 10 to 12 damage right now. So double Maxwell, you're just gonna be like one hit KOing everything. And with Maxwell, a lot like the hardest thing for people to like bring in a crit team is having that dual SGX. Like, not a lot of people have dual SGX, so they use like Aisha and they use like Rashiel and like Bordebegia. But now you have a Maxwell which provides crit buff, so that's like instant crit team like built in together. So you'll just use like double Maxwell and you have like a crit team built into one unit. So you don't have to worry. If you guys are having a hard time, just wait until like one of your friends get a Maxwell, and that'll be your dual SGX, and that'll be your Zebra and your Mirror in one unit. And so you guys can easily clear the dungeon. And you guys want to clear this dungeon because you get that really OP gem, like 2 really OP spears now. So you guys definitely want those spears. If you guys don't know, the current sphere, the Drivas, gives you 30% HP, 30% defense, and makes you immune to all status elements. That is so strong. And the first one, I just realized how strong he was, because he gives you 30% attack and then 30% defense, I believe, and also
Attack
is it
and
HP? HP,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he also gives you the Evil Shard, battle like BB regen. So I didn't know how strong that was until I put it on my 6-star Ulu, because my friend was having a hard time clearing. He was having such a hard time clearing Vargas that he kept losing. He kept losing for an entire week. And as soon as I leveled my Ulu to 6-star, and I gave him that spear, he beat him that try. So that's how strong like those spears and Tesla is, or Ulu is. And I think Trilox, I didn't mention this yet, but we actually have like a lot of different ways to clear it. Trilox has his own way of clearing it. Noah has his own way of clearing it, and I have like a different way of clearing it. And if you guys need help, or you guys just want to see how it works and how it works, you guys can go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com user BF Pioneers, and you guys can actually see how you would clear it using different methods. So, all right, Trilox.
yeah, I was just about to mention that. So all our videos, we have 3 different videos up on there, all targeting how to beat the Lance level 1 to 3. Well, yeah, level 1 to 3 of Vortex Dungeon. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, so do you have any other questions regarding the Vortex Dungeon? And there's the link right there. Okay. All right, let's move on to our rankings. The first unit we're doing is 6-star Lily. And we're going to begin tonight with Nova. What do you think about Lily?
Okay, so we're going to be doing our analysis a little bit differently this time, because as you guys know, in the past like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, there's been like a ton of substantial changes to the way we look at units. Now we actually know not just like the battle crystal and hits, but we actually know like how much percentage like a unit does damage wise on their BB, how much like defense or attack they give when they super brave burst or something like that. So starting with Luli, I really hyped her up when she was 5-star max. But the way that Lumi released units in this order does affect my ranking for Luli because we're on an accelerated like timetable. So a lot of stuff that we didn't think was coming soon is. So Luli, even though she is probably going to be a really good leader for as the as legendary Vortex, which should be coming next month. That 15% decrease to from Thunder, and now you get the increase for units weak to Thunder. For me, having 8 hits on an Earth unit is kind of moderately good. Her BB skill and SBB is the Heart Crystal drop rate, which we find out to be, I believe it was 25% increase, which is on the same as Ronald, but Ronald also gives you Battle Crystals. So comparing like Luli to a Ronald, you go with a Ronald for general use. Her hits aren't too high at 12 for SBB. That's one of the stats I'm looking at because a lot of people are concerned now with filling to SBB and looking at the criteria of how many hits a unit has and how many battle crystals it actually takes to fill a unit. So for Luli, it's 52, and I'm looking at basing this off of other units. I think that's like middle range. And looking at her actual stats on her SBB, damage wise, it gives at level 10 430%. Comparing that to other units that I can recall, I think that's a little bit on the higher end, which kind of surprised me because like you wouldn't really think of Luli as like a hard hitter, but she kind of is at 6-star. So taking all of that into account and the current meta we have going, like for me, Luli would still be a high unit, but she due to this timetable, she's gonna get outdated pretty soon. So I'm going to give her 4 stars. And obviously, my favorite typing for Luli is Guardian. If you guys didn't know.
Got it. If you look at Lily's stats, it's fantastic, but it has a really unnecessary amount of recovery. She has 2100 recovery. When her 5-star came out, I wasn't really a fan of the Heart Crystal drop, and I'm still really not convinced of its effectiveness, at least. Out of the Ez Legendary Dungeon, I can't really see a use. Like, you know, nope, can't see it. She seems like, to me, she seems like a unit called Gravion. You remember Gravion? Like, he has really good stats. Like, yeah, man, I can like defeat anything in one hit. But outside of that, you see like, well, his Brave Burst just does a couple of hits and doesn't give any support or buffs. So in this case, you know, I'd rather take like a Douglas or a Tree or a Zelbin instead of Luli. So I'm gonna give her 4 stars. In this case, because of her obsessive amount of recovery, Anima is going to be my typing. Lance?
Yeah, I think before we knew that crit teams are valuable and the the legendary vortexes, we didn't know that crit team were valuable before we actually had them, because all we had to compare to was looking at the Japanese and how Japanese cleared the dungeon. And if you look at Ushis or other Japanese people play, they'll be using units like Luli and using units like Cygnus, and clearing them the hard way. And that was because their Zebra got nerfed. So that's like was one of the best way to clear it. But now that we have our Zebra is like so strong, we don't need we don't need Cygnus, we don't need Luli. They're a good way, but they're not the best way right now. So it's really hard to because when I saw Lily, that was her job. You know, her job was to get me through the as vortex. But now that she's like a second place unit to clear the vortex, I don't really favor her that much anymore. And I like when we talked about Luli, like last time, I thought that her heart crystal buff would be a lot higher, like maybe something like maybe 40 to 50% heart crystal drop. But now that we have the raw numbers, and if you look at it compared to Rano, it's 25%. Both of them we get 25%, and the thing is she only drops heart crystal and she doesn't drop battle crystals. So while she's still good, you can definitely use her if for some reason, like you have like bad luck with Zebra, for some reason you have bad luck with Dual SGX, for some reason you don't have like a Michelle, you know, things like that, and you have to use like a tanky team, you know, have to use like two Luli or something like that, with like a full grass team to beat Ez. Then I can see when she's useful. That would be amazing. You know, 6-star Lily, two of them on a mono grass team fight Ez. That's wonderful. But the thing is, that's not the best way. So for Lily, I don't think she's that strong. But the thing is, I can see her usefulness and her stats. Her stats is amazing for someone who can heal. So because of that, she's still the second best unit to fight Ez, and because of her stats, I'm gonna give her a 4-star. And like just like Trelloc said, like 2100 at Lord recovery. That's so high that I would rather lose some of that and put it in HP. So my favorite type that I love is Anima. So 4-star and Anima.
Okay. Let's see. The viewers, there's, okay, 4 stars it is. 8 votes for 4 stars. Okay. Any questions about Luli? All right. Well, I'm going to take this time to announce that today we're also giving away a couple of gems, depending on if we hit a viewer mark. Lance, what number are we hitting today?
Hold on, my mouse is acting weird. I thought I was gonna do it at 60, but since it seems like the turnout is a little bit lower, we'll do a 5 gem giveaway at 50 viewers. So if you guys have friends or family, get them on, and then once we reach 50 viewers, we'll do a gem raffle at the end, and all you have to do is just follow me, Triloxanova, and then yeah, and when we'll draw names, and if you're following all 3 of us, you'll win if you're following us. So.
Yeah, get your mom and dads to come and watch on their own computers. Yeah, there you go. 60 gems. Oh no, not 60.
Oh God.
5 gems.
I think if we did 60 gems and we said we'll do it at like 200 viewers, I think someone would just get like a bot and just like bot our views to 200. All right.
That's true. I'll give away 20 gems if we reach like 200 viewers. But
ooh, okay.
Okay,
and
so
you know,
yeah,
and you know, Trilox is good for it because if you look at his account, he has like close to 300 gems, so you know he's good for it.
Guys, it's too much. No one saw that. Okay, let's move on to Lunaris. Lance, what do you think?
Okay, let me flip to my Lunaris page. Okay. Lunaris, I really like Lunaris. Like I really wanted to give her a 5-star, but she it's just that she doesn't she's not Mono Dark is fading away right now, and the thing is I don't think Mono Dark is gonna come back until we reach the new Japanese 6 stars. So for example, Elsa with the 30 hits, you know, Alice's sister. I don't think that Mono Dark is gonna be big until we actually reach that point in Japan. So because the thing is 65% attack is good, but the thing is you got to realize that a lot of the units when you stack attacks, the attack they don't stack as high as you want it to be. So if you just keep attacking, like stacking at attack and attack and attack, for example, the attack items is going to give you less and less and less bonus attack. So for example, the ones from Michelle, if you put like angelic foils and use like Michelle's 150% buff, what happens is the angelic foils don't hit 75% anymore. They get reduced to like around like 50% effectiveness. So it's just like the more you stack, it's like the less you get out of it. So it's like diminishing returns. So instead of that, I would rather have like a unit that has a lot of utility. So so for leader skill, utility for the leader skill, that's what I like. And she doesn't have that; she just has attack. But what I like about Lunaris is that she's able to cure elements and nullify elements. Before we got her, it was quite hard to cure and nullify elements because we'll have like a melt shield to nullify elements, and then we have like a tree to like cure it, or you just bring like a tree. But the thing is, that's like 2 units. But now with Lunaris, you can just keep her in a mono dark, and she can cure elements and nullify elements. So I think that's really useful. Um, I, I like her, but the thing is, her recovery is like distributed like so strange that you have to pick something like weird, like a lord or guardian or something that's not anima. And usually, anima is probably like my first or second type, but her stats is distributed like so strange that I have to like pick like a guardian probably. So for Linris, I would give her a 4-star, and I would give her and Guardian would be my best type, and just 4-star because she can cure elements and identifies elements. Nothing too amazing, 15 hits SBB, Baby Phil, 28, like nothing too amazing. But the thing is, the fact that she's dark and she can cure elements and identify elements, I can see the usefulness of that in the mono dark team. So just because of that, she's gonna get 4 stars, and yeah, Guardian's my best type.
Lance,
All
can you
right.
double check for me? Does your SBB hit 11 times or 15?
It hits
15.
15. Yeah, it's
Okay.
10 is the normal hit. That's you're getting, yeah. 10 is the normal hit, and then 11 is the BB, and then 15 is
15
the
SBB.
yeah. So yeah.
All right, so Lunaris, I want to tell you guys, would you believe me if I told you that she has the best dark attack at 2163 and the best defense at 1948?
Oh
So-
yes, the defense.
Yeah, there you go.
The defense, yeah, it's
This
high.
is
yeah,
all you
it's high.
need in a unit.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So you don't have to be like a Magress, holding a shield and then having like extremely low defense, right? It is, like Lance said, she is very unique because her SBB grants status immunity. So there are units like the Tree, Elsel, Illuminina, Reese, and you don't need those units because you can just use a Lunaris. She has a good amount of attack, but overall, like, it's a good unit. But there's other units that are out, to be honest, like Kikuri, SGX, Logan. So because there's a lot of competition in the dark tier, I'm also going to give her 4 stars. And because she has the most attack, I'm going to go for Breaker here and just give me more attack here. So attack it is, Breaker it is. And Nova, what do you think?
Okay, so Lunaris for me was one of the units in this batch I was really looking forward to because I think Lance has it as well, the 4 Lyra team. So I really want to see if Lunaris leader compared to Kikuri leader would matter a bit. And 65% attack, like for me where I'm at now in Arena, that extra 15% can really help a ton when you're facing, because if you guys didn't know, I'm at like forget my rank, Hephaestus, I think that's how you say it, and that's 2 away from Chaos, so I only have like Euclea to go, and then I reach Chaos. So I'm really close to actually reaching max rank in Arena, and Lunaris leader skill is really good for that. It's also, I think, pretty good for Jewel Parade teams because Jewel Parade teams, you really just need to be able to normal attack every turn. So having the extra 15% attack for that would help you clear even without using friends, because I know when you do like parades and stuff, you run out of friends to choose from with the leader skills you need. So that's really useful for that. Looking at her stats, she is kind of missing recovery, but I don't think it's too bad to the point where it's like a lot. It's like unusable if it's not Oracle, like Gravion is. The Super Braver skill was looked on enough, but I actually want to bring more attention to Lunar's regular BB skill, which gives weakness. Weakness for me is like one of the lower tiers of status elements you can inflict, because there's obviously better ways to do it, like ignoring defense completely. So I think weakness is like probably next to like sickness. I think that's the one that like lowers recovery. I don't see a point of that at all in a unit. So that's like really bad for BB skill. But looking at her like SBB damage, it's actually the same as Luli. I think all of the Guardians have like the same amount of battle crystal fill and like damage output, with the exception of Farlon in this set. So she brings the attack and defense. So for me, I'm going to give her a 5 stars. And like looking at her stats, they're really confusing, because you could like make an argument for I think you can make an argument for any typing of Lunaris, depending on what you think she needs. For me, I was close to saying that you should go with Oracle, because like when I'm looking at the recovery stat and then I'm looking at the HP stat, like losing like 300 HP to get 300 recovery, like in the long run, I guess for me that would be better. But obviously, I have to support the Guardian Master Race going on, so Guardian's the best type for me.
Okay.
And I just want to add something. Like Noah said something really interesting about the arena, about how that 15% might make a difference, and like some people they think, oh, 15%, that's not much, so it might not matter. Yeah, 15% if you use it for questing like versus boss fights, it might not be that much of a difference, but in arena fights, it really makes a big difference. Like for example, right now, I believe the strongest team like for me is Mono Dark. So basically, Kikuri lead, and then for 6-star Lyras. And Lyras is so strong right now that average like every single time I attack, like 2 units will die, and then like sometimes even 3 units will die like first turn. You know, so if you get that extra 15% on Lunaris, I think that you're just gonna kill like 2, 3, like maybe even 4 people now, like first turn attack. Because right now, a lot of people are using loading leaders, and so they're using like 5-star Aphelios and 5-star Farlong. Well, Farlong got 6 stars already, but these units they're 5 stars, and then they use like 5-star Sirens, so they're like really squishy, like low HP, low defense, you know, because they give them angelic foils. And so if you put angelic foils on your Mono Dark team, and then Lunaris is leader with 65% attack, you just crush them. Like you hit them and they break, you know, like. So it is like Noah said that, you know, maybe that extra 50% might make a difference in arena. Like maybe not so much in fighting boss, but in arena, yeah, maybe that 50, I can see where that 50% is useful. So I just want to add that in. All right.
Yeah, just to quickly follow that up, I actually ran into a situation where I was facing Terminator Lilith lead. That's the 65% to Rainbow, and I think they were running like the highest attack units that were out in each of the elements, so like dark, light. I think they were missing fire, but they had like water and thunder. And like for me, I had a load lead, and that was like 50% attack, and I had like 75% and 100% because I put a Wicked Blade on my loaded. So first turn damage, like I got them all like to red on 3 units, and one of the units died. So it was 4v5. and I'm assuming they have the same like kind of setup I do. So maybe not with the Wicked Blade, but those 4 units were able to basically kill 4 of my units with that 65% leader skill. Assuming like they were like breaker type and they had angelic foils on them. Because once I saw that, I was like, oh, like 50% might not be enough anymore. You have to start switching to 65%. So you just kill like 4 units, 3 units. 1 turn, because if stuff like that happens, then you don't really need to worry about BB anymore, because when 2 units are attacking, the chances of you like killing 2 units, like opposed to like 4 or 5, is a lot higher, even without BBs. So just want to put that in.
Mm-hmm. We're going to address some questions here. Sunk asks, isn't Cygnus the best unit in the game?
All right, Nova, that's your question again, Nova.
Yeah, we're gonna get to there. Nova,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like the first person to provide input, okay, when we get there. Let's see. Does Lance sound different to anyone else? Lance, why don't you take this question? Do you sound different?
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is a question from X Master. Very intuitive.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. So I'm surprised they didn't say, "Oh, is this like a new person?" But they're like, "Oh, this is Lance." So at least they still know it's me. But I'm actually gonna upload a picture right now, and then you guys gonna take a quick look at it, and then you guys will know why I sound slightly different. Yeah, I'm not sick or anything, but take a quick look at that,
Will it
and
have
then you
your
guys will
face on
know
it?
why I sound a little bit different. I just picked that up just about an hour ago. So.
Oh, I know what you're sending. Oh, I thought you were gonna like take like a face picture. Or something.
Oh, no,
I was
no,
getting
no,
excited
Space
there.
camera, right?
I was gonna
Yeah.
like click on it.
Okay. Hopefully it's the right picture. Yeah. But I'm using a new microphone right now, and this is why I sound different. I hope you guys can hear me clearer now, because I remember sometimes you guys were like, Lance, we can't hear you, or something like that. So I hope you guys can hear me better now. But this is why I sound different, and yeah, I hope you guys like it. So yeah. There we go. I explained it, hopefully.
Okay. There was a question earlier. Okay, X-Master asked, Trelux, do you think this team of mine can defeat Maxwell? Gra, LMO, Lilith, Douglas, and Lund. So that's beyond the scope of what I can answer, because I have not fought Maxwell myself. What do you guys think? Do you guys think he can beat it with that team?
Okay. I forgot. Where is it located?
This is higher.
Gra, LMO, Lilith, Douglas, Loden. I'm going to say no, because number one, you need to have a continuous 50% damage reduction. Otherwise, it's too risky, I think. So the reliable ones for that are Dalvinso and Olu. And a lot of people have dual spheres on those units, so they can get the +7 battle crystals a turn from like a magic orb, which is more readily available in the Japanese version, and the Dandelga, which we were talking about earlier when we were talking about the Vortex dungeons, because like a unit like that, even though their stats are great, they're not really meant for attacking. You just really want them for their Brave Burst and Super Brave Burst. So that's like one of the necessary components to beat Maxwell. Because if you guys take a look at Ushi's video, if he didn't have that Dalvin Shell in his team, he would get completely destroyed, I think. And he wouldn't have even gotten to Maxwell, I think, without that.
Yeah, just getting to Maxwell is hard enough already. With this team you're using right now, I would be surprised if you get to Maxwell. But the thing is, you gotta save your items for Maxwell. You can't use all your items getting there, because you have to fight like two bosses to get to Maxwell. So if you use all your items like trying to get to Maxwell, I think you're just gonna lose. Like you're just gonna straight up lose. And like Nova said, you need damage mitigation. So something like Ulu, or something like even better is Darwin Shell. Definitely you need them to defeat Maxwell. So
to address Daxter's question, what do you think about suspending accounts by Gumi? I was really shocked, because I was one of the accounts that got suspended. So I was like restarting my computer, getting back to Brave Frontier. I'm like, boom, your account has been suspended. I'm like, what? What did I do? So yeah, there was chaos and havoc on Facebook forums and all that stuff.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but gladly they actually fixed the problem in probably like 2 to 3 hours. So I'd say the response was pretty quick, and it was basically in the middle of the night. I think they're still unbanning people. I think.
Yeah,
so.
this process will probably continue for quite a while because
Yeah.
I know at least like a couple thousand people have been affected by it. Looking at like how many people, like if you just take like a group of like 20 people, maybe like 5, maximum 10 people in that like just random set would have gotten affected by this.
Yep. So Gumi should definitely look at how they're coding, how they're like singling people out before they do that, do any sort of mass bans. And for Lunaris, viewers gave her 5 stars. So I think that balances out pretty easily, or pretty
4.5
equally. Yeah, to a 4.5. Okay. It's time for Rena, guys. Rena. I'll start off with Rena. And Lance or Nova, can you someone type in that the Rena voting is now up? All right, so Rena. I had Rena as like the top 2 Lightning Thunder units, and she's still there. Okay, she has really ridiculous stats. Kind of looks like a Loden. All her stats are above 1700. Okay, so all her stats are above 1700, and I don't think you can say that for anyone else. She has a paralysis SBV and a good leader skill, like the 65% boost to attack. Now, compared to Ronel, in all honesty, I'm thinking Ronel is a little better because she does 14 hits instead of 13, and Ronel is able to provide team support with the BC and the HC increase for 3 turns. So in terms of usefulness, I think she's great in a mono Thunder team. You know, someone bring in like 1 Elsel, 2 Renas, 1 Locke, 1 Loden, come back, tell me how you did, like screenshot or take a video of you killing Maxwell. I don't know. Do something crazy. Go into the Legendary Vortex Dungeon. Bring in that team. So I like her. I'm going to go with 5 stars and Anima. Okay. Nova, what do you think?
A lot of people have been confused where Thunder Vortex went because it kind of just came for like a day and was open for like a couple of hours. And then they took it down and like we never saw it. So then people were like in a rush to like create all their Thunder team, mono Thunder teams, and a lot of people like asking like, you know, what's the best unit? And then I remember saying that, oh, you know, if it gets delayed and like we get like 6-star Rena, the entire composition of the team is going to change and it's just going to be beat down. And that's what Rena is going to bring to a lot of teams, which is like a ton of beat down, because looking at her stats, they're really distributed well, but she has that really high attack. For me though, hits wise, like shared with all Thunder units, like on average, they have the lowest amount of hits. Rena has 5. BB, SBB is 8 and 10. The amount of crystals to fill this is the same as a Lunaris, and Lunaris has double the hits on normal. So for me, Rena kind of lacks in like the battle crystal generation department, and that's I think one of the really important things that we're starting to get into, because with all the new stuff coming out, maintaining Brave Burst is actually I think the most important thing right now in the game. Second to not dying, because if you're dead, you know, you can't do anything. So looking at Rena, she does bring a little bit of utility with her BB and SBB. Like paralysis and curse for me kind of overlap, because paralysis is obviously better. I think the curse is just like a nice bonus if it happens to inflict. So I'd say for Rena, looking at her stats, I'd definitely go with Guardian best type, and I'd give her a 4-star. Sadly, I don't have Guardian Rena, so I'll be leveling up my Animal on Traylock set.
Oh no, that's the best type though.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, I don't have Arena, so consider yourself lucky, I guess. Lance, why don't you break the tie?
Break the tie. Okay.
We have
So-
6 votes for 4 stars and 6 votes for 5 stars. So with your
Oh,
vote,
wow.
you're able to sway the viewers, and your own
That is
vote
true.
gets in there too.
That is true. So it's like Nova said, before Arena came out, I was planning on using like a team that can build up Babers really quickly. So I was thinking of like something like a mono Uda team, because if you guys don't know, Uda his BB feels just as fast as Lyra's. So really fast BB feeling. But now that we have the Rena, Rena hits like she hits so hard, and she has that 65% skill now. So she's gonna make your Thunder team hit really hard. So if Thunder Rena comes by, I think a lot of people are just gonna be using Rena and like the highest attacking Thunder units they can find. So in case some people are not ready, for example, if some people haven't been leveling their units and they have like 5 stars or something like that, with Rena as leader and with like high attacking units, you're just gonna like one shot all those like 5 stars first turn. So I can see her usefulness, but the thing is, her weakness is that she has really low hit counts for Thunder unit. So it's really hard to give her a 5-star
Okay.
for me, because yeah, it's really hard for me to give her a 5-star. So I like Rena a lot. I think she has one of the best attack animation aside, but we're not comparing like looks and attack animation. We're comparing like how useful is this character compared to all the Thunder units and all the other units. And if you compare them after the Thunder Vortex, you know, and if you beat Carl, like, yeah, use Rena to fight Carl. But after you beat Carl and after you beat the Arena, she's just not viable. Like she's not as good as like any other units out there. So for that reason, I'm gonna give her a 4-star. I like her, but the thing is, I just don't think she's that strong. So I'm gonna give her a 4-star. And my favorite type for Arena is I got an Adam Arena, so I'm really looking forward to maxing her out and getting that 67-47 HP. So Adam Arena is what I like. So I went in the middle. So I chose 5-star. Yeah, so I chose 4-star for Nova, and I chose Anima for Trailock. So there we go. Everyone's happy.
Okay. Wasn't thinking about that split, but sure, I'll take that. Okay, so wait, what are the votes at right now?
I'm still tied 8-8. So you guys need to
Okay.
yeah
Okay.
pick.
You guys need to choose.
Yeah.
I will not sway. That was a one-time thing.
There's a lot of people. So, well, it's like what 19 votes and then 47 viewers. So
Right,
yeah,
we
you
need
guys
to-
need to vote.
Someone vote. Break the tie.
Yeah, break the tie. And the first vote, I guess we'll take that, and we'll just quickly move on before it gets tied again.
Yeah. This happens
Yeah.
every time where someone votes one and then another person quickly votes the other.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 stars it is. Oh look! Quick!
Oh,
Tied
God.
again, right in the middle.
Okay.
That means we're doing things right, right? Because it's right in
Yeah.
the middle, so we're doing things right. So
Okay. Alright, do you guys see? Okay, do we have any questions here? We're not voting on sodas. This is on Rena right now. Okay, let's move on to sodas. It's a light unit. And Lance, take it away. What do you think about sodas?
oh god, like I just can't see like right now. It's just really hard to choose a Sodius because it's your skill. I can't like Nova will probably come up with an example, and I would say, oh, okay, that's when you can use Sodius. But right now, I can't think of a use for his leader skill I like his spark damage skill. I believe it's one of the highest spark damage skill in the game. So he gives you what is like 70% spark damage buff. So when you
Yep.
spark, you do about 70% spark damage. And I think that's higher than Douglas. I think Douglas is 50%, and so Sodius is at 70%. So that's 20% more. Um, but I just can't see myself like I just can't see myself like using him like for a leader. But I can see him being good in like a monolith team. So for example, what we've seen in some of the Japanese video is that they're using a monolith team. So it'll be like double Maxwell, and then we'll see like tons of like Zelha in the team, and then we'll have like aim for the battle crystal regeneration, and then and heart crystal regeneration. Um, and then we'll have like a Sodius in there, and that Sodius is to increase damage when you spark, and that's at 20%, so it's really high too. And he gives bonus attack to light units.
Yes.
So I can see that he's useful in that situation. You know, monolith team with Zelha. Like I can see he's useful at that point. But the thing is, besides that, he's not like a unit that you would bring with you. You know, like oh, you know, like Sodius is so strong that I'm gonna use him for the spark damage plus. You know, and you're just gonna bring him for spark damage plus. Like he's really specific to monolith team. So for that reason, since you can't bring him everywhere if you like, you know, like Darwin Shell or like Ulu, like unit like Grau, or you can bring them anywhere and they'll be doing work. Because of that, because you can't bring them everywhere, I'm gonna give him a 4-star. And I really like his stats the way it is right now. But unfortunately, 1500 it's decent. But the thing is, if you take an anima, it drops it to 1300, and this is a 6-star. So a 6-star with 1300, that's kind of scary for me. So I think for him, I think I'll take a guardian just because content's so hard
Yes.
now. Yeah, content's so hard now, and if you can't choose anima, you choose a guardian. So content's so hard now. So yeah, 4-star and a guardian. All right, guys.
Nova.
Okay. So, Lance told me that there's like you can't really bring Sodus to too many places unless you're running like a mono spark team. Probably assuming this is when like Maxwell comes out, which might be a couple weeks or like a month from now, but it is coming. So looking at his hits, going back to like the whole battle crystal generation topic, I think that's average. I wouldn't say it's great. I think for me, 10 is high, and anything like over 12 is really good. Whereas like 7 and under is kind of on the lower end. 5 is like when we were talking about Reno, is kind of bad, really bad actually. So when you're thinking of bringing a Sodus, you are thinking about the increased spark damage because it is the highest in the game, I believe, for increasing that. And an interesting thing that I'd like to bring up is that like if there's a way to get more sparks damage in with like steeple roses and heavenly buds on your units, and you can actually spark a ton. It's like a decent replacement for stuff like Angelic Foil, Wicked Blade, over a long-term period if you're able to sustain that. So that's something like you'd think about for Raid. And I think for Raid, Sodus would actually be pretty good because you don't necessarily need his attack to light units. I think the extra 20%, if you're comparing it to a Douglas, even though you'd still be kind of stacking if you bring Douglas along, I think it's decent enough to the point where like it's still usable compared to other units. Because I know a lot of people would use like SGX even if he didn't hit a lot of times just for his buff. So going on that logic, I'd say Sodus is like not so bad. I think he's like middle range of the light units.
Yep.
Obviously, if you bring him in a mono light team, he's a lot more useful. You don't necessarily need to bring him along as leader. He's not really a good leader skill for the stuff we have right now. I'm not sure if we will get like a damage reduction, so he still might be viable for like when the Magris dungeon comes out. Stats wise, he is a little bit low on the recovery, and for me, like I don't see anything wrong with having a Lord at all, actually, because the attack and defense is equal. So looking at that, I'd say just because I would like to have more defense than attack, I'd go with Guardian as well.
Oh, okay. Guardian, and how many stars did you give him?
I'd give Sotis probably 4 stars.
Okay.
He is a little bit on the lower end, but I don't think he deserves a 3.
So, when this is a light unit, right? So when you think of this unit, I'm thinking of Cephia. Okay. This unit, in my opinion, is better than Cephia because Cephia is like a purely offensive unit, and Sotis has better defense while still maintaining some offensive power. However, his SBB limits him to just mono light teams, right? Because it just gives attack boost to mono lights.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why we're just on the edge, we're not giving him a 5, but we're not really giving him a 3, is because he doesn't really specialize in anything. He kind of limits what you need. Like we have Leorone here that specializes in buffs. We have Cephia, which specializes in attack. And we have a Sotis that's in the middle ground in which we're unsure of what we can use him with. And therefore, I'm on the edge as well. So here, I'm going to go for 4 stars. Guardian typing. Okay, let's see. So the raffle isn't up yet. So, okay. Better than Cephia? Yes, that's exactly what I just said. What video to comment on this time? No videos.
I think you weren't here when I explained it, but we're gonna make it easy for you guys. All you have to do is just follow me, Trilox, and Nova, and yeah, and then we're gonna draw, and if your names get chosen, we're gonna check to see if you're following all 3 of us, and if you're following all 3 of us, then you win. So easy as that. So yeah, yay.
Okay, so 4s across the board, just like Luli, and I can definitely see that. So. Okay, next we go to the fire unit, Farlon. Who wants to take this one? Nova? Lance?
I'll take Farlon because I'm actually using him in a
what about no
right now.
no, but you can't take Farlon because Cygnus is next, and you're gonna take Cygnus. So.
Oh yes, I forgot.
yes.
You
Cygnus
must,
is next.
okay,
I
will end with Farlon.
Okay, I will take Farlon. There we go. Farlong was okay. So Farlong, let me tell you a story. Farlong was the only unit like I couldn't rare summon, because usually when I rare summon, I for a unit I really want, I usually spend about 100 to 200 gems, and I rare summon until I get that unit. And every single unit in the game so far that I wanted, I've like rare summon, with the exception of Farlong. Like Ophelia, I wanted her, but I didn't try summoning for her. But Farlong was the only unit I tried summoning for, and I couldn't get. And so I spent 100 gems summoning for him, and I couldn't. So I was pretty upset. But then this Labor Day weekend, I was summoning for a different unit. I was summoning for Uda that wasn't Lord, and I finally got my first Farlong. And Rain Jesus had to give me some of your guys' favorite type, which is an Oracle. So I got an Oracle Farlong.
That's funny.
Yeah, when I finally got him, he was an Oracle Farlong. So yeah, what are the chances of that happening? So. Farlong, he's for me I think it's too scary to take him outside for questing. For example, if you're fighting like a boss or a tough like quest, and then you use like SBB and somehow you don't kill the enemy, I think if they just hit you, or look at you, I think you're gonna die because you lose 50% defense for 3 turns. So I wouldn't use him for questing, but the thing is, I would definitely use him for arena. I believe, like in my opinion, he's the best unit for arena, for fire arena.
Mm-hmm.
and for Rainbow because his BB SBB like they just like charge so fast, kind of like Lyra's, and so I believe he's the best fire unit in the game, and I think if I keep on giving every unit's 4-star, people are gonna say, oh, he's just gonna give him 4-star for the next unit. So I think I'm gonna be unpredictable, and I'm gonna give him a 5-star. But not just because of that, but because he's a really good unit. I really like him. I think the reason why loading teams are not that great right now is because we have a lot of 4-star units in the arena. So for example, 4-star Ophelia, and before like 4-star Farlong, but now we're getting more and more like 5-star units. So more and more 6-star units. So I believe 6-star Farlong, he's going to be a great addition to the Rainbow Loden leader arena team. So I'll give him a 5-star. And my favorite type for him, well, he's in arena, so I think I'll go with Breaker. Yeah, I'll go with Breaker. Try to kill things as fast as you can. The reason why I haven't jumped into the Rainbow, Rainbow Arena team meta like so hard is because we're still missing that water unit that does that has like really low BB fill. But Japan, they just released some. I think
Carl.
it's the No, but it's a Carl. He doesn't have a 6-star. It's a Carl. Okay, Carl doesn't count. It's Carl. So, but Japan finally completed the circle, and have all these different element units with like really fast BB charge, and it's that one water unit. The one I forgot. I don't know his name right now, but is that?
I think it's Arius.
Yeah. It's that water unit, and finally we completed the circle, of like all the elements, and now we have like a water unit that's on the same tier as Ophelia, and Lyra and Farlong, and now and like once the water the water Lyra comes or water Farlong comes, then I'll get into the Rainbow Arena team hype, and I'll build Rainbow Arena team. But until then, I think I'm gonna stick with my Mono Dark for now. And I just got really sick and tired of fighting loading teams with my Saren teams, because every other fight was like a loading team, and I switched Mono Dark, and I haven't looked back because I've been winning almost a single fight. So yeah, so Farlong, 5-star, and Breaker because he's in arena. He lives in arena. So all right, guys, I'm done.
Okay, Nova.
So for me, Farlong is one of the units in this set, like Lunaris, that I was really looking forward to because I guess as far as questing goes, like bringing like a crit team, if you have one, kind of just fulfills all the requirements. Or if you just want to auto battle it, you'd probably just bring like a Gra friend, and then maybe like a tree with the new sphere Drevis if you have it, just to make sure your team like never dies for whatever reason, and then you just leave that going because quest doesn't really require too much effort to clear, if you ask me. It's like whenever you get your BB up, you just swipe and like everything kind of dies. Or if you're facing like bosses, it's like, oh, you have to like use a little bit of your items, because item wise, like there's nothing else you can really use it for other than questing, because I think the few times that you do use a lot of items, it's just like after an event, and once that event's over, it's like, oh, you're back to having a ton of items again. So Farlong is one of those units that feels really, really fast. And by really fast, I mean with 15 battle crystals, that's basically nothing. So you can basically get that in one turn with most units, even having like decent amount of hits, like 8. You don't need something high like 12 or like 14 or 15 to get that filled. And Farlong really does shine in arena. I've been using him. He's not maxed yet. I think he's level 89, but I do have his SBB unlocked. And even against like water teams, he's still able to chunk them down quite a bit. His hits at 8 are like average, but for his use and his like BB, even though it doesn't give like any utility, just the amount it's available, plus his leader skill, which is 65% attack to fire. So like even bringing like a Michelle on a fire mono team with that with his leader skill doesn't really seem so bad because he gets so much attack. Stats wise, I know he's really balanced out. Uh, so balanced out that his attack, defense, and recovery are all the same. So for me, typing wise, I'm not really going to be using Farlon as much in stuff like Frontier Hunter or questing or raid battle. So normally I would say if you do need to use it for that, I'd say go with Guardian. But for me, I have to say that my favorite typing is Anima because I need to use it for Arena mostly. And then if I do decide to bring him out, he doesn't suffer any defense losses.
And
I
sorry,
give him
how many stars?
Probably I give him a 5-star because looking at fire units and upcoming fire units, I know Darvin Shell's gonna probably be number 1. Portabagia, for me, I think is with his leader skill and more availability, is probably tied with Farlon. So I'd say Farlon's pretty high up, which is why I'm giving him 5 stars, like top 3, top 4.
Okay, so when voting first started, I saw like a streak of exclamation mark vote ones. There was like 5 stars everywhere. Okay, and I think I know why. All right, I mean it's not because of the leader skill, right? Leader skill 65% attack to fire. I mean we have a Michelle with 50% boost attack to fire. Yeah, but I bet you voted him 5 stars because he's probably like a glass cannon, right? His SBB gives Farlon an effective 5,400 base attack. 5,400. Okay. So I suggest this. Put him in a crit team. Zebra, Dual GX, Mare if you want. Put him in the Lance Legendary Vortex dungeon. And I bet people will think that you broke the game. Now, I think Ushi did this in his video. Not too sure, but I think he did it. But try that. Now, Nova doesn't want to try Farlon and Frontier Hunter. No, I agree. But someone should try it, and I want to see a video of it. So because of his massive attack, and it'll just go crazy with the crit boosts, 5 stars, and easily breaker for me. Just give me more attack. The attack is 300% boost. So attack, attack, attack. Breaker. Okay, and here we go. The viewers vote 5 stars as well. Okay, so let's see. Nova, are you ready?
I don't think I'm ready because I've been waiting for so long and now it's here, so I don't know what to do.
Well, you're up, Nova. Cygnus is your unit, and let's do it.
Okay, so I'd like to start off by saying that Cygnus, art-wise to me, is definitely the best looking unit. I mean, just look at her. Like she's wearing like snow lion aura on her, and she's also wearing like the dead body of a snow lion. So if that doesn't show you how strong she is, I don't know what to tell you, because stats wise for me, Cygnus has like ridiculously high HP and attack, which a lot of people seem to like for arena. So I was actually thinking about like swapping in my Cygnus instead of my Carl, and like putting like my Wicked Blade on Cygnus instead, and seeing how much damage that does now that we have Farlon in. Because I've started seeing more Farlons in arena because the Sarens are slowly dying out now, so it's a lot safer to have fire units. Her leader skill is...
I blame those Lodens. Those Lodens.
The Loden trend. The leader skill is really, 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 really good for Vargas, and I know a lot of people are still having trouble clearing that. So if you need to take less damage, Cygnus will give that, and now you get additional damage to units weak to fire. BB skill wise, Cygnus gives injury, and what a lot of people liked about Saren is not just only her high hit count, but that she gave one of the highest priority, in my opinion, status ailments in the game. So for me, it's paralysis number one, and then injury is number two, and then curse is number three, because injury substantially reduces the damage output of a unit in the game, including bosses. So for me, that injury is pretty big in terms of having a unit that can inflict it on your team, because I know a lot of people probably don't even run a unit that inflicts injury at all. So looking at Cygnus's hit counts though, 7, like for me, that's on the low side, but it's Cygnus, so that doesn't matter. Um, typing wise, okay, so like I'm looking at Cygnus, and I'd definitely say Guardian is the best typing, but I wouldn't really be too upset if I had like a Lord or Oracle. The only type that I actually don't really look forward to too much is like Anima and Breaker, actually, because Anima, because like the recovery goes down to like 1200, and like 1200 for a 6-star unit is like so low. That's like basically like bringing a Magris on your team with a ridiculous attack instead of defense. And then you look at the Breaker stats, and the defense is so low. It's 1300. And with the kind of stuff that we're going to be using upcoming, I just don't think that's viable anymore. So definitely I'd take Guardian as number one. So I was originally going to give Cygnus a 4-star because I had to be unbiased and stuff. But throwing that out the window.
Oh no!
Cygnus. So I'm gonna give Cygnus 5 stars because it's a 6-star form, and like like if I had to like be unbiased, I would give 4 stars. But right now, now that we're actually streaming, I'm totally biased, so it's 5 stars. Best unit in the game.
Okay, so first I have to mention that Cygnus is a female unit, and I didn't know that until like today, so it's interesting to find out. As a water unit, she has the best attack, 2201. So we're breaking a lot of records today. Like we're saying best this, best that, and she also has the best HPs at 6373. Again, this is a unit where her Super Brave Burst gives attack buffs to its own element, so mono water teams. So you can think like there are really good units out there for like for water teams. There's Olu, there's Philneas, Elimo,
Saren,
Rickle can even be up there, and each has like a different unique use. So 6-star Cygnus, it's good, but not as hyped as I thought it would be. And so I'm just gonna I'm gonna balance it out and give her 4 stars. Guardian is the typing here. And Lance, looks like once again the vote is on your shoulders.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Like Noah actually brought up like a really good point that there's a lot of good water units. So when you start listing all those water units, yeah, each of them have like a unique utility, you know. So Cygnus also brings like a utility with him too. So because of that, like attack plus to water. So now that I think about it, if you have a Cygnus and you're running like a like a Saren team,
Yep.
like she can be actually quite useful with your Saren team and boost up that attack a little bit more. So that's a good thing. And right now, I remember Noah was so hyped to use Cygnus that when the Vargas dungeon first came out, he was like one of the first persons to just slap on the Cygnus and say, "Let's go, let's fight that Vargas." but unfortunately she didn't have her 6-star, so it was a little bit tougher than he thought it would be. But now that she has her now that she has her 6-stars, it's like she can do a lot of work now. Before, if you're having trouble fighting like Vargas now with Cygnus, it's a lot easier now. Like you take less damage and you do more damage, so it's not that scary anymore. Like I just watch people fight Vargas, and then Vargas attacks like they attack him and he doesn't die, and then he just counterattacks, and then boom, like the entire team is like almost dead. And that's because you don't have that little bit of extra protection, the 50% fire damage. It might not sound big right now, but the thing is that will be the difference between you living and you dying. And if you attack the first time and you live, and then you attack again, like your chances of winning is just a lot higher. So I think Cygnus is a great unit. I think she's probably like the second or third like best unit to use to fight Vargas. But besides that, her out of use, she's I don't see her being that useful outside. She's good with free units, like Siren's. She will really boost up the Siren's attack power. But besides that, I don't see her like excelling anymore, where people go, whoa, like this unit is like amazing. And I'm glad that the viewers gave her a 4-star, because if there was like 35 stars, I would be scared to vote her any less than a 5-star. But since a lot of people are voting 4-star, I agree with you that she's a great unit, but not quite there at 5 stars. So I'll give her a 4-star. And best type, yeah, I have to agree with you guys. Guardian is the best type. Guardian is her best type, but just me. I'm Anima Master Race, so I like seeing that sky high HP. So I rainbow summon a Guardian Cygnus,
Mm-hmm.
and then I
What?
super summon. Yeah, I rainbow summon a Guardian Cygnus, and then and then like a week later, I super summon a Anima Cygnus, and you guys are probably gonna hate me, but instead of raising that Guardian Cygnus, I'm raising my Anima Cygnus, because I want to slap on those 30% HP items, and slap on to Gra, and just see how high the HP goes, and play around with that. So yeah, so
Alright, well.
Guardian's definitely the best type, but I'm raising my Anima, just to see how high the HP goes. So yeah.
Nova's coming
Alright.
to your house right now.
Better have that 6-star Guardian.
Okay, there's a couple questions. Treylox is Cygnus a cave woman? And then there's a question from Xmaster. Treylox, have you noticed her physical characteristics? I'll just answer both questions at the same time. I haven't taken the time to zoom in on the pictures, but I'm sure I would notice them once I do. To Mikey Ho, Trey, do you repost these on your Twitch or YouTube? Yes, they will be on Twitch and YouTube. On Twitch, it will be a highlight. On YouTube, it will be on our BF Pioneers channel. All right. Okay.
Cygnus the best unit in the game.
Yeah, that's a question.
Currently, right now, because the highest cost is 26, and of the highest cost units that we have, 3 of them I have rated 5 stars. Lunaris, Farlon, and Cygnus. Obviously, it's Cygnus. Yes, so Cygnus is the best unit in the game.
Okay, so 11 votes wins. Cygnus gets a 4. Did the average not change? Oh, I'm not sure. Did the average change when I hit a 4? No, it didn't. Very strange.
Oh, because Cygnus is so OP that 4s don't even matter,
This is like no game of life, so strong that it's blink.
Yeah, it didn't change, right? It's still 4.3.
You probably have to type in the equal, and then yeah, and then type in the comma. type in the equations. See average it.
Oh, okay. Well, Lance is really good at that. I'll just. All right. Who's better, Ronell or Cygnus? I gave Ronell 5 stars when it first came out, so Ronell for sure. Okay, now we will move on to the question: should free-to-play users summon? And what do we all think?
Should we say the answer first, or should we give the reason first and then the answer? What do
Let's
you
say
wanna
the answer first.
do? Okay. No. All three of
No.
us said no. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was.
You wanna
it
go
was
first, Nova?
more- Yeah, it was more heated than usual because normally if this was like we were on this like kind of non-accelerated timetable that if you guys have noticed not last week but 2 weeks ago we had our super unit analysis which we covered 18 units on and normally we would just be doing one unit analysis a week and sometimes sometime before like last month we would get like 3 rare summon units and then like it would be like 2 weeks and then we get like 6-star units out and 2 weeks after that we get like rare summon units but now we're getting stuff a lot faster than we originally thought we were going to get them at. So because of that, with the impending set of rare summon units coming up and 6-star coming out relatively soon, if they do decide to release the 6-star units in order, the Zell Knight batch, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of that batch as having like the upgrade versions of pretty much like everything. So that set is the next set to come out, like new rare summon units. So we would actually advise people to wait on summoning if you're free to play until that set because like I think 4 of those units like Lily, Darwin Shell, Zell Knight, and Xvel are all really worth having because they're really really good at OP. So that's why even though you may want to summon now, and yes, the averages for these units are pretty high, we would say wait.
To add on to that, like the reason we're not summoning because like when the new 5 stars came out, they're extremely powerful. Like Nova said, it's like a unique batch where we have Luther and Zelha.
Yeah.
But here, like Luna's, like most of these units, I would have given 4.5s to. I know like Lance would agree with that. Like Lunaris, instead of I gave him 4, but like instead of like a Rena a 5, I would have probably given her like a 4.5, and like a Farlong would have received close to a 4.5 as well. It's just too hard to say that they're like the best units right now because we're gonna see some really good stuff coming out. Lance, what do you think?
Yeah, it's just like you two said. If it wasn't for this like accelerated release, because the thing is because the thing is I'd be surprised if next week Gumi doesn't like release any 6 stars or release any newer summons. Gumi is just releasing them like so quickly now that these units they're going obsolete so quickly. So like if they did what the Japanese version did and released their 6 stars with the 5-star form, and we're doing this interview, like we'll definitely say yeah, go for it because this is still like a few months behind, so we'll say definitely go for it. But the thing is, the longer we wait, the more information we find out about what units are coming out in Japan, and so the more information we have, the better our choices can be about spending our gems and our money. And so this unit, while there's a lot of great units, like for example the Farlong, for example Cygnus, like Lunaris, while there's like a lot of great units, these units once you get the new Japanese units that's gonna come out really soon, once you get them, like these units become outdated and you would have like a hard time like finding use for them, like, or you wouldn't they wouldn't be as strong as they are right now. So that's what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
if you're free to play, you won't have that much gems. And if you, let's say, you summon a unit here, all the chances of you getting, like a Lunaris, Farlong, or Cygnus, some of those units, like you might get like a Luli or a Sodius, and then you might not have the team for them. So it's we're saying that save your gems right now, and then keep on getting those one gem a day, every single day. And by the time you get to the Darwin Shell and the Zonite batch, you're gonna have about 15, 20 gems. And if you're free to play, if you just get like one Darwin Shell or one Zonite, you're like set. You're like set until like for like months, until we find out something new that's even stronger. I can't even imagine like something even stronger than Darwin Shell and
Uh,
Zonite. So
yeah,
I
that's the
can't even like
thing.
imagine. I can't
Because
even imagine
okay,
that.
so
So
before like those units
yeah.
came out, like we were like, like what's next? Like what can they surprise us? And then they blurred that set out. We're like, yeah, that just happened. And so like by the time like I could see us doing our 6-star unit review for like Zelnite
Uh,
set, and like what I'm scared of is saying that we shouldn't rare summon on that set because the next like 2 or 3 sets
uh,
after
Yeah.
that we see is like even more broken. Like you
Mhm.
get like the same thing, except like there's this unit that hits like 40 times. Why not get that?
yeah. First 40 hit unit in the game, and then yeah, everyone gets hyped about it. Yeah, but I'm just saying that right now, like it's in like a matter of weeks, 1 or 2 weeks. We're getting the Zonite set, and that set is just a lot better. Even if they're 5 stars, they're usable. Darwin Shell 5 star, Zonite 5 star, they're usable right now. Unlike the last batch, like with Luther, like you can't use them, and Loyal you just can't use them. But these Zonite and Darwin Shell, they're actually usable. If you don't have that many good units. So just save those gems, and then you guys can try some for one of them. And if you guys have them as a leader, please add me as a friend. So yeah, all right, guys.
Okay. So this is nearing the end of our unit analysis. I'm going to